is a city of 1,000 minarets. Well, remember when we talked about mosques here in Egypt, and also talking about mosques for those who are interested in the design and architecture of these buildings. Well, talking about the minaret itself, this is of great importance because the minaret is one of the main features of the mosque. And remember again that we talked a lot about those who are interested in architecture and design. The minaret itself can tell you a lot about the age during which the mosque was built. So just moving around here in Cairo to find out more about the important mosques, the historical mosques where you can visit and you can learn a lot, because these mosques now are considered to be masterpieces due to the design and architecture. Let's find out together more about these mosques in Cairo. El Mu'izz Street is recognized as one of the oldest streets in Cairo, with the most beautiful ancient architectural wonders in the Islamic world, going back to Al-Mu'izz li-Dinillah from the Fatimid dynasty. Stretching at 1 kilometer long, the street is riddled with historical buildings, mosques, houses, and other Islamic buildings. And of course, one of the most popular places over there is the 1,000-year-old Al-Hakim Mosque. It is one of the most interesting places to visit, as we can see this street includes several historic places that reflect different periods of time. Each building here has its unique design and architecture, reflecting different eras. One described this street as an open-air museum.
area here is unique, in addition of course to the gates surrounding the whole area, especially that these gates were built for a reason and not haphazardly. It is interesting to learn some more information about these gates. Cairo was called the citadel or fort. It looked like a square, and it was surrounded with the Bahr al-Azam or the Great Sea from the east, the Gulf from the west, from the north gardens extended to Matariyah, and the mount of Jabal el-Guwayshi from the south. When the Fatimid reign settled in Cairo under the leadership of Al-Mu'izz al-Din Allah, it was called Cairo of Al-Mu'izz because they decorated its four suburbs with luxurious buildings, delightful spots, and gardens. This increased its delightfulness and beauty, and it was the settlement of rulers and princes. El-Fustat city was big and important due to plenty of buildings, many people, and much of the livelihood means. That is why Jawhar al-Saqali was so keen on it. So he established the fortified gates and installed them around in the four-sided walls. Some Western visitors to Egypt may initially have very little interest in seeing Islamic monuments, but on first sight, those with any interest in architecture will be awestruck by the beauty and design of these Islamic medieval buildings. The most important thing here is not only to learn about the history of these mosques, but to understand the reason behind building each of them. Because Egypt has seen many influences from many different numbers ruling empires, including the Abbasid, the Fatimid, Ayyubid, Mamluk, and Ottoman, and others. Cairo specifically is a city of the world. Egypt offers a fair overview of mosque styles. Furthermore, its mosques date from the earliest periods of Islam up to, and of course, including modern varieties. Some mosques in Egypt, and particularly Cairo, are actually complexes that include a number of other structures that may or may not be found attached to other mosques. For example, Many mosques include an Islamic school facility called a madrasa. Others may have mausoleums and tombs, and even hospitals, along with other structures within the complex. And mosques may be located in many different places and some strange places as well. Sulaiman Agha Salahdar Mosque is one of the beautiful designs with a unique architectural design. Built in 1839, it has some of the decorative features of the Muhammad Ali style. The spatial configuration combines both Ottoman and local features, with a courtyard surrounded by arcades covered by shallow domes, and a sanctuary with 4 marble columns that support a central lantern. The mosque's design accommodates both the interior Qibla orientation and the existing context of the street by progressively increasing the thickness of the wall of the street facade, an adjustment technique first employed in the Mosque of Al-Aqmar. And the Sabil, which is next to the Kutab instead of underneath it, flaunts a facade decorated in an Ottoman Baroque fashion and strongly recalls that of the Sabil Kutab built by Ismail Pasha, facing the madrasa or the school of Al-Nasir Muhammad at Bain al-Qasrain. Usually for those who are interested in architecture, this is one of the most interesting places to stop at. Because each of these places has something to tell about the era that it belongs to. And most of the time when you enter the mosque, you can find out more about the era to which it belongs by just looking at its design, architecture, and the minaret as well. Because each era has its own designs and each era has its own style that makes it unique on its own.
Well, that was all for today. Thank you all for joining us. Today we tried to bring you more about important mosques and important sites here in Egypt, in Cairo in particular. Next time we will be back to give you more information about Egypt and more about the important sites where you can enjoy your vacation.